guys don't get it. You guys just don't get it. Specifically, what time it is. Let me do this. Yeah, what time it is. And at this point, you got one or two options. Either you self-improve or you secure the bag. No third options. I'm the one who usually gives out third options, but in this case, a lot of guys here, what I'm seeing right now, not just online, well, mainly online, especially since real life has been on pause. And I'm telling you guys, when real life's on pause, when everybody else is pausing, this is the time to move. So whatever you do when it comes to moving, that's in self-improvement, investment, stacking your money, buying crypto, buying property, I don't care what you do. Just move. And in the spirit of moving, self-improve. Either that, or you're going to have no other option than to be the bag. And that's what a lot of these gals are demanding these days. You got a lot of girls out here that are telling guys, and when they say men, you think they're talking about all men, right? Ain't wrong. You gotta read between the lines. Not all men are destined to be beta male providers. Not all men have been pegged. Not all men have been pegged to be the bag or to have to be high value in order to be seen, not even as select or alpha, but just worthy enough of being visible. Because that is where we are right now. You got a lot of guys who, for some reason, they don't have access or consistent access to either quality women of quality Stargate, Gary Jones. And if any of you see his channel, or if he sees his channel, feel free to post it here. It's been a long time, dude. I've been trying to find you. Anyway, but a lot of these guys, other guys, can't seem to find either high quality women, they can't keep high quality women, or they just don't have what it takes to get them. They just can't step it up. They can't step up to the next level. They don't have the intestinal fortitude and the grapefruits in order to put in the work, to sacrifice, join the elite, etc. But all in reality, it's the self-improve. I've been reading Romulus's book, shout out to him, and there will be a book review coming soon. And if that doesn't get above 1,000 views, I'm really going to cook. I'm already making cooking videos, so you've probably seen some before. You'll see some more down the line, and you think the ones I had right now are bad? Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. But Romulus is right when it comes to the body game. I'm sorry. Him, a couple other dating coaches, the legit ones anyway, not the PUA ones that are talking to me about some game and go be a dancing monkey dude, bro. No, that isn't what time it is. The time is to self-improve, whether it's body game, or dom game, Shotzi Boogie, or getting your money right, your savings high, overhead low, your money right, your mind right, shot in the gun. I know I misquoted that, but nonetheless, you gotta work inside in order to not have to show anything on the outside. Meaning that we're paying. Men are going to pay. You're going to have to pay at this point. This isn't the era of I'm a man and women should worship me because I'm a man and I got my balls and I got these. No. Yes, I'm the one who says we're coming to the age where you have to have a J, an O, and a B. That does not contradict that statement. The reason why is because a lot of these guys, yeah, they may have a J, an O, and a B, but that's the only thing they have, honestly. And by that I mean, yeah, you got the job, you got the car, you got even your own place. But in reality, physically, these guys are sloppy. And I'm not talking about just average, like between 15 and 20% body fat. Yeah, I think that's average, you can work with that. And I'm not talking about guys who may not have the hood lingo swag like the Daggles the man. But I'm talking about guys who are just antisocial at all, to the point in which dudes wouldn't even want to hang out with them. Forget chicks. If you can't get dudes to hang out with you in real life, like right now, it's a Canelo fight, freaking A. I'm sure all the guys, at the very least, if you didn't have a chick to hang out with, it was probably something you watched with the boys. That, couple of college football games on, and even some third-rate UFC main fight. If you didn't or couldn't find a couple of homeboys to hang out with, even if it was through a virtual hangout, freaking A, what are you doing with your life? The point is this: you gotta pay. in order to play. And you're paying one way or the other. It's either through self-improvement or it's going to be through tricking. And that's the point that I made about a lot of these girls these days demanding you bring your checkbook and you gotta pay in order to get the WAP and you gotta jump through hoops in order to get a sniff, or you gotta be the bag, buy the Birkin bag. When they say all men, you have to listen when they say all men. They aren't saying all men. A lot of them are actually referring to the guys that they're sexually attracted to. That's what it comes down to. A lot of guys who are not, they don't get the juices wet. A lot of these guys aren't willing to get these chicks' juices wet. Or they aren't willing to go to a place where it's easier to get these chick juices wet, or they can't get to the place where it's easier to get a chick's juices wet, or they can, but they're so obsessed with rectifying middle and high school with the lack of their prowess to the point in which they're basically trying to relive it and trying to conquer chicks who resemble chicks that they got dissed by in middle and high school. See the game here that's being played? A lot of these guys, they can't do the self-improvement, or they won't do the self-improvement, or they half-ass it, or they spend their time obsessing over what happened in 1980 whatever, or 90 whatever, or even 2000 whatever, instead of just getting over it and working on yourself. And a lot of people want to ask me, what am I doing to do that? I moved from a place where I have plenty to a place where it's pretty much a struggle. And I'm just going to say this. A lot of people who want to gloat and say, oh man, well, what's your numbers? What's your count? Where's your social circle? Where are your receipts? Where are your this? Where are all that? Life is bigger than your notch count, your receipts, how many chicks you can bang, how many numbers you can get, how many sets you can run. I know some of you guys who revolve your lives around validation, or chasing validation, or bitching about not having validation. I know it shocks you, but for starters, Beard Flu 2.0, anyone? I mean, I'm surprised they haven't called this Beard Flu 20, or whatever, yeah, you know what the term is. I mean, yeah, they got the, the shots now. Look, I'm not going to go into that, because you all don't pay me enough to go into that. But nonetheless, seeing what's going out in the world, what's going on in the world, life's bigger than that. And even in the world of notch counts and all this other kind of stuff, sometimes you got to take a step back in order to take 3 steps forward. That is one of the reasons why I sacrificed what I had in my former city to move out here. This is a sacrifice that not a lot of men, especially men, are willing to make. Okay, maybe men but darker, I'm sorry, a lot of you all aren't willing to make that sacrifice. And that's not to be colorist on my end, but after seeing what I've seen on YouTube, with all this mess, as I said, I'm distancing myself from that. I do not co-sign a lot of that. And I'm glad that the 300 people who watch videos of mine constantly are aware. Because you look at my case, and my videos look as if, oh, I'm not doing anything. What are you doing? You're just sitting around playing with yourself and watching hentai. I'm out here. I'm living life. I'm living life. All right, living life. Living life or living someone else's life, or living your life or living the life that you thought you should have lived in middle and high school. Living the life or having to go thousands of miles in order to live the life. Living the life in your neighborhood or someone else's. Living the life or having to fork money to do so, aka being the bag. Being the bag, bringing the checkbook. Because that's what I'm seeing right now. And shout out to the guys who are just being honest, just tricking on it and just saying, hey, look, I'm going to bring my checkbook, or I'm going to have to go to this third world country in order to be the alpha male, so I won't have to self-improve. At least you guys are honest. It's the ones who play resistance and who talk out of both sides of their mouths, or just are traumatized by their middle and high school experiences, or whatever. These are the guys that you gotta watch out for. Because these are the same guys who, when they get their first piece of validation, or when they get one of these daggles who dissed them before to try to make them a deal, oh, they'll do anything and cut down anyone in order to get that validation, that reparation validation. And in some cases, the reparation doesn't even have to be wet and moist. A lot of you guys, you're not willing to do what it takes to be the select guy, the alpha guy. And as I said, life is bigger than being the select alpha male. It is much bigger than that. The point is this: either you do the work or you trick. Either you self-improve or be the bag, or get the bag. And trust me, the bag is not going to be for you. It's going to be in the hands of women, specifically women who otherwise wouldn't deal with them. Because that's what a lot of you are also chasing as well. I've been telling you guys multiple times, middle and high school especially, trust me, the chicks I messed with, as I said, they weren't the Jessica Alba looking chicks. They weren't the Britney Spears for the most part looking chicks. Christina Aguilera, maybe J-Lo if she came from a house that didn't have enough money. And that was her in Living Color days. Now, I told you, the women that I dealt with probably ranged between the Amy Lee chick from Evanescence and Miley Cyrus. Or even the Miley Syphilis when she shaved her head off. Okay, yeah, I'll admit, that was my lane. But that lane was a lot better than what a lot of these guys lanes, I'll tell you that much. As far as BWs go, I had more losses than wins, I'll give you that. The wins I did get were in the non-ADOS category, or at the very least, the few American BWs who were, one, into quirky, esoteric stuff, and two, didn't exclude black men from her dating pool. That was basically my lane. And I think a lot of these guys are still trying to get into a lane in which isn't going to budge for them. They're trying to get into a lane that has no plans of an expansion anytime soon. And as a result, they're stuck in a traffic jam. A traffic jam that's going to lead them, at best, nowhere, and at worst, to the crossfire! Don't get caught up in the crossfire! Alright, I'm not singing this song. It's too late for that. It's too late in the night for that. And for a lot of these guys, it's too late time-wise for that. Self-improve or secure the bag. Those are your only two options. You can't fight it, you can't argue it, you can't plead, beg, or negotiate it. You can't troll it. Well, you can trick it. I mean, that's the point. Be the bag. Secure the bag so you can trick it off. Bring your checkbook so you can buy some cooperation. That's what a lot of these guys are saying to you. When they say, I want a high value male, I want you, a non-select male that the community tells me to be with, or someone who needs to take care of me and be the cleanup man. I want you to be the high value male, the cleanup man, the man I didn't like otherwise, or who I would never like. You need to be high value, but Pookie doesn't, Brad doesn't, bottom shelf Brad doesn't. Damn near incel Brad who hangs out in Saturday night panels, they don't have to be high value, but you, Mr. Non-Select, you gotta be high value. You gotta bring that checkbook. You gotta be all this and all that. You gotta be a Superman. And that's so that I won't roll my eyes at you. That's so that whenever you code approach, because I ain't giving you a choosing signal, but whenever you code approach, I won't nuclear reject you. And that's been the MO. That's been the message that the ladies have been giving you. So, are you gonna self-improve for this ungrateful group of women who don't like you? Or are you gonna go to the other side of the fence? A lot of people know inside that in order to get to the other side of the fence, little to no resistance. And yes, you can do it. Don't believe pro-wax who tell you that, oh, no matter what you do, you're gonna be still seen as ninja. And that's basically code word for be a ninja, be the best baby kid you can be. Stick with me because I have no aspirations of leaving the community, whether it's physically or psychologically. And that's what you're going to need to do in order to get to the other side of the fence with little to no resistance. I don't even say no, just little resistance, minimal resistance. Get the money right, get the mind right, and then that's where a lot of these guys are failing. They don't have their minds right. Hell, every single time I hear these guys speak of Ebonics, like I'm a and we's and what are terms they're using now? Big mad and all these other better kids lingo. I can tell these guys aren't ready to jump. They aren't ready to go. And if they do go, then I mean you're gonna have a lot of people who are gonna be looking your way, and you're gonna have a lot of targets on you at the best. It's gonna be a lot of guys gonna be like, oh no, we can't have this baby kid in our gene pool. And Warren 2 is basically just only black with his skin color. Oh, he's cool, but Devon Trevius, who, yeah, he has a little money, he has a little paper, he has a little weight, he has his stuff together on the surface, but still acts like a baby kid. And we gotta limitate him, or at best give him our rejects. At best. So, keep your mind right, money, obviously. Get your body right, and just get your heart right. I know that is as cheesy as a Saturday morning or after school cartoon message, but get your heart right. I don't care for the community as much as the next person, but I don't hold hate to the point in which I'm here trolling or wanting to see them burn or trying to bring stories of the yin gang about what happened in the community this week or last week. I'm not at that level. But not because they don't deserve it. Yeah, give them the spotlight. That's why I'm not hating the guys who do that. Yeah, you know what? If these women hurt you so bad, if they aren't giving you anything else, if you feel as if trolling them is your reparation, and if you can get some YouTube money out of it, go for it. Suits me. I'm not standing in the way. But you won't see me doing that, because that doesn't help me with this, with getting over the community and just walk to the other side of the fence. And say you go to the other side of the fence and they aren't receptive of you. Okay, fair enough. Go to another place. Go to another fence. Go to another cul-de-sac. Or hell, go to another country. Particularly a country where you don't have a lot of baby's kids making you look bad. Let's just say that. Or where your nationality supersedes your race. And once you get yourself right in here and you go overseas, like I've experienced during my brief visits in Trieste, things will start making a lot of sense. And you'll realize that you don't have to plead, beg, argue, troll, kowtow, drive 8 hours, do all these antics in order to make these women feel bad to get them to respect you. Everyone else out there always better.